People have been complaining about thick bezels and black borders around the display on many China smartphones. Ulefone have now taken a new step forward and made a nearly bezel-less phone called the Ulefone Future. This is s7yler, stay tuned. The 5.5-inch Ulefone Future has a square design with round corners. The back and sides are made in metal, and it has a pretty nice weight in the hand, not too heavy and not too light. The back side has some few white plastic stripes which are there to ensure good network reception. Also we find a 16 megapixel rear camera and dual tone LED flash. The front glass is incredibly smooth to touch, leaving nearly no resistance. The edges are rounded perfectly and overall the front glass looks fantastic. But this design also has some downsides. For instance, the metal frame around the front glass tends to capture dust and dirt very easily, and it can sometimes be a little bit hard to remove all of it. In the top it features a working notification LED with different colors. The buttons are solid and responsive. The side fingerprint scanner is not always that easy to use, but it does work most of the time if you hit it correct just like you learned it, and I always suggest to learn the same finger several times in different positions. The phone has two SIM slots for a micro SIM and nano SIM, or micro SIM and a TF card. The loudspeaker quality is nothing special with a very thin sound, but at least the sound is very loud. Also it features USB Type-C, which is very convenient to use because of the reversible connector. The battery inside is non-removable and on 3000 mAh, and for me this is enough for 1 to 1.5 days depending on my usage, and I was able to fast charge it from 0 to 70% in about 1 hour. The 5.5-inch Full HD display is sharp and very colorful, and the bezel-less front design makes it very compact in the hand. The 5 megapixel front camera supports Face Beauty and HDR and is what I would call average, enough for social media but nothing more. The phone uses on-screen buttons, but Ulefone added some extra features like a button to hide them and another to open the notification drawer. Another thing I noticed is that the phone is very snappy. While I tested it, I didn't experience any slowdowns, lag or bugs in the UI. The phone scores about 50,000 in AnTuTu 6, which is normal for the MTK6755 Helio P10, so I didn't really expect more or less. It features 4GB RAM and 32GB onboard storage, which should be fine for most users. Also I was surprised to see that the phone has a gyroscope sensor, but unpleased afterwards to see that it seems uncalibrated, so movements in for example Google Cardboard are not always correct, or it would move around by itself, hopefully something that an update can fix. The camera has support for video slow motion, and pictures look good with no blurry corners. In daylight the camera performs best, while in low light it does get slow and grainy, and that is unfortunately very typical on most China phones. When we talk about the price, the phone retails for about $240 a little bit high, but when we look at the design, hardware and almost bezel-less front, it could still be worth it for some. With the Helio P10 the phone is not exactly a performance monster and the price might be a little bit high for now, but still it is an interesting model in Ulefone's future lineup. While I tested the phone, I especially enjoyed the display, decent battery life and rear camera quality. In the rest of the video I will show you some results from different test apps, and in the end I will run a game and tell you about the pros and cons, so stay tuned if you want to know more. So guys, that's it for the review. Remember also to check out my blog. You find the link in the video description. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below, give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.